Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Therapy by Craft YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. I am the maker behind this channel where I'd like to talk about yarny things. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Therapy by Craft, or if you haven't already done so, you can subscribe below to stay up to date on all the things I've been up to here on YouTube. I feel like I've been more active on YouTube these days than I have anywhere else. Um, so thank you for being here. It is the day before Christmas, and it is, I don't know, a very dreary, overcast day here in Southern California. I think we're going to have a very, very rainy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which honestly, I am here for. I love the rain, but I am right now fighting a cold. And so my voice is kind of doing like a weird cracking thing. And I've just been trying to get all into the cozy vibes and drink lots of tea and warm coffee in the mornings and lots of honey. And yeah, just taking care of myself and getting very, very cozy. I hope you guys are doing well. And today, actually, I just wanted to catch you guys up on small mm, finished gifts that I've made that I'm not going to have with me in a week or so. So I figured I would just show you what I've been working on, even if it's super short. I have no notes. I don't know when I started things or anything like that, but I do have my little scale with me. And my plan is to at least like weigh it as I show you. It's not going to be a big deal. So yeah, well, let's get started. The first finished object I want to share with you is my little bow tie that I finished. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. Ta-da! Isn't it cute? I don't remember what the name of the pattern is, but if you go to my Ravelry projects page, or what I do is I link my project page down below in the description. So you just go to that and then you can see all of my projects, and the most recent ones will show up at the top. It is in a different language, and I don't know what it is. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's free and it's super simple. Um, in total, I want to say it maybe took me, I don't know, maybe 5 hours to finish this. It is knit. I think I used a US 3 or a 2.75 millimeter needle. And I used a Knit Picks palette in the color Garnet Heather. This is actually the wrong side out. I think it's called the linen stitch. And when you look at the pattern, this is the side that they identify as the right side. Oh, there we go. But I liked the bumpy side more. I thought it gave a very interesting texture and it just looked really cute. So I went ahead and used the quote wrong side as the right side, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. A couple of modifications that I made, there was just two. I shortened I reduced the number of stitches that it's called for the, I guess, neck band. It calls for, the pattern I think says 10 stitches, but I think I did 6 instead. I didn't want it to be super thick. I don't know. It just makes me think like it's going to choke the person more if it's really thick. So I did it a little thinner. I did 6 stitches instead. And then what I also did was I made it adjustable. So I did put in a little button on the back, but I made 3 buttonholes. I don't know if you can see. Here's one, there's one in the middle, and then 3. There's 3 in here. And I did that because with the wool, it's not that stretchy, but there is enough of a give. I'm also using a non-superwash yarn. So structurally, I don't know if it's going to felt and then like shrink up a little bit. So to kind of accommodate for all of that, I went ahead and made 3 buttonholes, and I did it so that the middle buttonhole is where the like measurement would be if it's not like stretched out at all without any give. And then I did like maybe a centimeter and a half before that, and then a centimeter and a half after that, um, to kind of accommodate for potential stretch. I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Now let's weigh it to see how much this actually weighs. And this is going to be like with a button, because obviously I already saw the button on there. It took about 17.4 grams. I'll say like 18 grams of yarn. Well, maybe 17 grams because I also have the button on there, but not a lot of yarn at all. It's a beautiful red. I think it's going to be a super cute like Christmas bow, like a Christmas bow tie. So yeah, this is my first finished object. My second finished object is a pair of socks for Samantha. She is my 6-year-old, and I cast on the Merry Grinchmas socks by Mustache Yarns. It is a self-striping colorway inspired by the Grinch. And here it is. Merry Grinchmas. I love this colorway so much. I love how Dr. Seussy it looks. The black or the gray in between each stripe really makes it, I think. That's what makes it very fun and playful. I am so blown away by how self-striping dyers come up with these things and how they like measure it out. And I just can't imagine the level of brain power that is needed to do something like this, where the stripes are uneven. Where like I'm like, how do you calculate this? I don't know. But whatever it is that you're doing, whatever magic that you are using to bring these things to life, like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for your service to all of the knitting community because this is amazing. Isn't it so cute? Oh man. So obviously, this pair is not a matching pair. I pulled from the inside and the outside of a 50-gram ball. I think I had shared last time that Mustache Yarns has an option to do the must match sock set, but since then, I think someone commented too that all of Stacy's yarns are like that. Stacy is the dyer behind Mustache Yarns. And I went and looked at her website and I'm like, oh yeah, I think that's true. If you get it in the sock base. Is it also true if you get the DK base? I don't know. Maybe. I never order DK yarn from her, so I don't really know. But I know others do. Anyway, I just wound up 150-gram ball because I knew that for Sam's socks, I'm not going to need 100 grams. So I just did 50 grams. I pulled from the inside of one and the outside, the inside and the outside for each of these socks. And so they're kind of inverse like this is really what it is. You can see how it kind of matches up. I didn't do a different color I didn't do like a contrast color for the heels or toes or anything like that. And I think it's really cute how it turned out. I am so excited to give these to her. I did, for her socks, I use a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. I do 10 rounds for the cuff, 56 stitches. I do 30 rounds for the leg, heel flap and turn, and then 55 rounds from the start of the gusset to the right before the toe decreases. And she wears like a US 11, toddler 11 right now. And this seems to work for her just fine. I forget when I started these, but it didn't take me long to knit them. Her socks, if I'm like focused, her socks usually take me like 2 to 3 days to knit the pair. Let's weigh these. 34.4 grams. So I'll say like 35 grams for a pair of Sam's socks. I don't know what pair number this is either. I'm tracking it on my Ravelry page, but I don't know the number off the top of my head. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, and then the last finished object that I have to share with you is a beanie. I am going to a baby shower this week. And I do have a baby shower gift, but I was just like feeling like knitting something for the little baby. I haven't knit a baby item in a really, really long time. And so I was kind of feeling it. And I decided to knit the classic ribbed beanie by, I think it's Jake Canton, but it's on the Pearl Soho website. He's the designer and he designed it for Pearl Soho. And look at how cute it is. I made the baby size. It is a free pattern on the blog, and it's a very popular one for good reason. I actually have a story about this because I was thinking I could knit this baby beanie very quickly in a day, is what I was thinking. And I kind of almost did. I cast it on and then I knit, 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 knit. And I got to the crown decreases and like the numbers were off. And I realized that I was 10 stitches short and I was so sad. I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys. Well, I know it has because it is a common story, isn't it? Like nothing nothing makes you realize how poorly you count like knitting. Like casting on more than what, like 20 something stitches. Every time I knit socks, I start from the cuff and I work my way down to the toe. And so I'm casting on what, like 56 stitches or 62, 64 stitches, something like that. But other than those counts, like this for the baby, you are casting on 84 stitches. And I don't know why I was like unable to get to that number. I thought I had counted at least 3 times because I was doing it magic loop on US 3 needles. And so I was like, yeah, I got it. I have 84 stitches. I have the same number of stitches on both needles, blah, blah, blah. But then I got to the crown and I was like, oh my God, I'm 10 stitches short. So I had to rip the whole thing back. The whole thing back. I would have been able to finish it in one day, but I had to start all over again. And what ended up happening is I cast on that night, kind of defeated, but I was like, I'm still at least just going to do the counting part today. And then tomorrow I'll finish it. And that's what ended up happening. It's so cute. I used leftover yarn from my Yarnable socks. Wait, my Yarnable yarn subscription. My head still is kind of a brain fog right now. And so I don't know if I'm using the right words, but this is called saltwater taffy, I think. It's a Yarnable colorway from earlier this year in the summer. And I had some leftover after I knit a pair of socks for Sam. Let's weigh this and see. Oops. This used 47 grams of yarn, so just like a little less than 50 grams. And it's perfect. I think it'll be super cute. I knit it to pattern. Once I got the correct number of stitches, I knit it to pattern. I blocked it, and I think it's going to be really, really cute and really sweet for this baby. Yeah. I'm very tempted to cast on another one, not for a baby, but for like an adult, because it's so simple and it's so easy. And there's a reason why this is so popular. So anyway, that's my third and final finished object that I have to share with you guys today. As for whips, we're just like days away from Christmas and I still feel an itch to like cast on things. Like I think I'm done with all of my gift knitting. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I have one more sock left to knit for a family member, but I still can't figure out what yarn I want to use, if I want to do fingering weight or DK weight. I have a feeling that I'm going to go with DK. I have some time because we're not exchanging gifts with my family until after Christmas, so I do have time, but maybe I'm just like Delulu right now, thinking that, oh yeah, I have a lot of time when really, like I don't. It is literally the day before Christmas, so I don't actually have a lot of time. But I don't know, what is time? My sense of time and whatever has been so wonky. Well, let me show you what socks I have been working on because this has been on my needles for a while and I am on the toe for both of these socks. So I have a feeling that maybe as I'm trying to figure out what yarn I want to use for my last pair of socks for my family. Maybe I'll just finish this today. Who knows? But these are my Opal Van Gogh socks. It's the restaurant something something. It's not the Night Terrace one. It's like a different restaurant one. Oops. But here is what it looks like. It's a self-patterning yarn by Opal, and I'm using this beautiful tangerine color that I got as a gift from a friend. It is Focalana Arwetta, and I think it's called Clementine. It's color 198. But is that what it's called? Is it called Clementine? I don't know, maybe. But it's such a bright orange, like tangerine color. It is so good. It is so good. And it matches or it works with this main color so beautifully. I love it so much. So I used the contrast to do 3 rounds, pop of color on the cuff. And then I used it for the heel, and then I'm using it for the toe. I did 20 rounds total of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff. I did 70 rounds for the leg. I wanted kind of a longer leg for these. Heel flap and gusset, as you can see. And then the gusset to the end of the main color is 70 rounds, but I did 3 additional rounds with the contrast color before starting my toe decreases. I think I don't know, I'm starting to see that when I just do the toe decreases with the contrast color without any even rounds, it kind of looks weird when I put it on. Like it looks like, I don't know, it's like a little short. So I kind of want the contrast to go a little bit more into the foot. So I'm experimenting a little bit. We'll see how it goes with this. This is my first sock, and this is the second. As you can see, like this one, I just need to finish the toe, and this one is ready for the toe. So I'm almost done with these. These have been on my needles for a while, so I'm very ready to get these off my needles so that I can also start and continue working on my other socks that's been kind of by the wayside. I wonder if I'll be able to have no sock whips before the end of the year. Ooh, that's maybe a goal. Like, it's not that serious, but I do have a couple of lingering sock whips. Maybe I could just get off my needles and start 2026 with a fresh, like with no sock whips. Ah, that'll be fun. I also saw that Amy of Exterminate and Denise of Earth Tones Girls are doing like a 26 pairs in 2026 make along, I think. It's like an informal make along, but basically it's like, can you knit a sock, not a pair of socks, but a sock per week in the year of 2026, and you by the end you'll end up with 26 pairs of socks. And I'm like, oh, that is so cute. I think that's totally doable. I mean, I don't know if I could like finish a sock per week because I knit my socks in tandem, but 2 weeks for a pair, that is totally doable. So I'm like, that is a great make along. And I think I do want to, make along with the ladies. And if that's the case, then it'd be great to start fresh in the new year. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have to share with you guys. I do have some blankets still going. I also have acquisitions. I got such generous gifts from friends, like yarny gifts from friends. I got invited to a little Christmas get together, and it was so much fun. We did like a white elephant gift exchange with like a skein of yarn from our stash, and I'm like, that is brilliant. That is the best white elephant gift exchange I've ever participated in. It was so much fun. I knew that everybody would leave with something that they loved, because who doesn't like yarn, But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are healthy and either really enjoying the holidays or getting rest this holiday season. I hope your heart and your mind and your hands are all doing well. Until next time, and I might not see you guys until the new year, so happy holidays for you guys who celebrate, and happy new year to everyone. Yeah, I'll see you guys in 2026. Bye.
You're some kind of butterfly.